Welcome back to StockTroutFishing.com. Got a lot of stuff that we want to bring up today. It's this latest edition of iFishNews, and we were able to post, I believe it was yesterday. Some of the stuff that we want to show today is specifically current trends, and with the Texas winter trout stocking season well underway, we got 3 rivers that are stocked this month: the Guadalupe River, the Trinity River, and the Brazos River. In the case of the Guadalupe, it got stocked on December 2nd, and then it's going to be stocked weekly for, I believe, up until the end of the January-February time frame. But do keep an eye out for the Guadalupe River. Some of the places that we liked fishing there previously, Waco Springs or Waco Springs, not sure how you pronounce it. And then there's another place that we had fished over there by Rio Raft, I believe by the second crossing, over there by Sattler. That's been a good one, but that is in the trophy zone, so you've got to get the 18-inch or better minimum size length, and only one that day if you're going to keep it. But for catch and release, it's a lot of fun. Also, we fished Lazy L&L River by the Devil's Playground, and had a tough time there. I believe it was about a couple of years ago, but bottom line, there were some nice ones that were located there. If you can time it with the Trout Unlimited when they stock the area, that's a good place to give a shot also. So let's take a look at other things. The Trinity River, it's going to be stocked on the December 15th by the Trinity River Water District. And what's good about the Trinity Water District is they stock some big trout, and also in conjunction with the TRWD Fly Fest that they hosted last year, or actually it was beginning of this year. We were able to fish that a couple of times, and we didn't hook up ourselves with some trout, and we ended up losing what we had. Definitely need to bring a landing net, but we did see some really nice trout getting caught. Probably 5+ pounders, maybe even a 10-pounder or so. I mean, they were big. So hopefully this round they'll also put out some nice sized bruisers out there for those that are going to fish the Trinity River. And that said, also remember that it's going to be both parks going to be stocked on the 15th. So Trinity Park as well as River Park. All right. Looking at the Brazos River, we're looking at stockings that happened earlier this week, the 6th of December. As well as into the 20th, and then later on the 27th, and I believe that's going to go all the way up to into the February-March time frame. So keep an eye out for there on the Texas Parks and Wildlife stocking schedule, and you should be able to get a chance at Possum Kingdom and that tail race, and also bring a few Clouser minnows. A good chance at getting some striped bass and hook into some striped bass as well as some trout. Be a fun time on a fly rod. Let's see, other things to talk about. We're looking at other trout stockings happening in the different metroplexes: Dallas-Fort Worth, Houston, as well as into West Texas this month. One thing we would note for those in the DFW area, where we're pretty much based out of, our home city of Allen is getting stocked at Bethany Lakes on the 15th of December. That same day, Waterloo, just up the road in Denison, is getting stocked. And then a new one that we saw this year is Pottsboro Pond, which is just a little bit west of Denison, where they also they will be stocking some trout in a pond there. It looks like about 600 plus, so not sure how that's been or what that place is like, but we may sneak away and take a look at that pond as well. All right. Also, we also noticed the perch pond at Lake Ray Roberts State Park is getting stocked, and not sure if we'll be able to make it there. It's over there in Denton, but we may sneak away over there too. If we get the opportunity, if we can just get over this cold. Been a brutal season so far with these sniffles. But that said, we still can move our arms and catch some fish with them. Okay, also don't forget some of the holdover trout that were stocked earlier this month. Specifically in Flower Mound, we were able to fish the Heritage Park as well as there's two other parks that were stocked there to keep in mind in Basel. as well as Leonard Johns Park Pond. Those in the Metroplex area should keep that in mind. And then also what's nice is Texas Freshwater Fisheries Center in Athens, Texas. They stocked it with 5,000 trout, and that sounds like a good opportunity to get a chance at catching some of those guys in their casting pond. So if you're thinking about making a run and maybe take the family out there, that's probably a good spot to give it a shot. Knowing that it was stocked, I believe it was just after Thanksgiving, but with 5,000 trout in there, there's a good opportunity to still be able to hook up. Let's see. Also, talking about the Texas Water Trout stocking schedule, we did provide a link in our iFishNews edition, December 8th edition. Also added a link in there about a modified schedule. And what we do is we notice every time we get the Texas Parks and Wildlife stocking schedule, they either post it by location or they'll post it by city. Or what we do is we just manipulate the information, put it on a spreadsheet, and then sort it so that we can look at it sequentially or in chronological order from each week to see what's getting stocked, and also breaking out each of the different areas that are getting multiple stockings, and at least making an estimate as how many trout are getting stocked at a particular stocking in the case of a place that's getting stocked multiple times during the season. And so take a look at that. We only update it once during the season, so if there's any changes to the schedule, do look at the link at Texas Parks and Wildlife to get the latest update. And what's good about that is if any changes do occur, they'll typically add a little highlight at the beginning of the page or the schedule, and you can see what changes there are too, so that you can make that adjustment if there's a change in the schedule. And I think the last time this happened, where there were changes in the schedule, was either due to water quality, and then another year it was because it was so cold that we weren't able to get the trucks out in some places. And then also we had that issue with lots of rain, and they had to divert some of the stockings to other places. So for the latest, do check out the site, Texas Parks and Wildlife's trout stocking schedule, for the latest and greatest and any changes and updates. But if you want to look at some chronological order of how things are getting stocked, do take a look at our link at our site. We've got it on the link in iFishNews as well as in StockerTroutFishing.com, our website. Okay, also what we'd like to point out is if you want some larger trout, do keep in mind that Oklahoma's Blue River and Medicine Park are getting their trout stockings. And with the Blue River, they're getting stocked weekly. Medicine Park over there by Lawton, Oklahoma, is getting bi-weekly stockings. Additionally, don't forget Lower Illinois River has some outstanding opportunity there. We went there earlier this year by Gore, Oklahoma. And then, of course, you got Beavers Bend State Park and the Lower Mountain Fork, which is always a good bet for giving a shot at some of the trout there. Maybe some tough go is what we've heard from some of the folks, but this time of year, it's always a good chance to just be out on the river and being able to cast some fishing flies and get that opportunity to get some of these rainbow trout. And in the case of Lower Mountain Fork, you also had that opportunity for some brown trout as well. We do want to make note that when you are fishing in the state of Oklahoma, you will have to have a tag on your stringer. Each fisherman should have their own tag on the stringer. It should have their name as well as their license. In the case of those that are older than, I believe it's 65, then you qualify as a senior citizen. What they suggested is put your name and your driver's license number showing that you have proof of your age. Because you won't need a fishing license in Oklahoma if you're a Texas resident. So keep that in mind. Also, in the case of Turner Falls Park, we still have our eyes and ears out looking around and hopefully getting the latest update there as to when trout will be stocked. We definitely like to make that run up the border and get a chance at fishing the Turner Falls Park and some of those bruiser trout that they stock there. And really nice place, fairly straightforward place to fish. If they fish or if they stock below the waterfall, much easier than fishing above the waterfall. In that area, you have more brush, trees, and whatnot. Below the waterfall, you've got the area or the pool by the waterfall itself, as well as the river as it flows downriver from the waterfall. That is easy access for those that are having a go at some of those trout. Alrighty. Other things we want to point out in iFishNews, this edition, we also included some past trips and video of our trips to the Guadalupe River, as well as to the Trinity River. And we have a couple of videos there on when we fished the day of TRWD Fly Fest 2016, as well as the day after. And they had that fly fishing contest, being able to catch some of those trout. And fortunately, we didn't hook up. We did lose some, but bottom line, it was a fun time going out there. One thing to also note is when you are checking out the TRWD Fly Fest video that we posted there, it starts out in that first video with a lot of fly tying stuff and some things about the Fly Fest itself. If you want to jump right to the fishing portion of, just go to, I believe it's 2 minutes and 14 seconds to the video, and you'll be able to see that portion where we're doing the fly fishing. And then the second video that comes up, you can see some other folks hooking up with some really nice fish, and give you an idea of some of the size of trout that they release as part of the Texas, Trinity River District Authority that stocks or augments the stocking that Texas Parks and Wildlife does as well. And then last but not least is we've got the Brazos River over there by the Possum Kingdom Tail Race. We had fished it earlier this year as well, and posted a video in the sidebar just showing some of the things that we did, and we were able to lipping out there. And one thing we also want to note is that's where we learned about that little twitchy movement that we make when we're fishing different rivers and casting our fly. Is we'll let it swing into the current. We'll do a twitch movement at the end, and we were able to elicit some good strikes and getting some trout to bite. And if you take a look at that video, you can about the tail end of it, you'll see what we're talking about. So do give it a shot and a chance. We hope that over the course of this next week, or this weekend into next week, that we hear some great reports. We'll hope to be out there at least at some point in the next few. Again, we're still trying to get over this cold, but once we hope to be out there in full force. All right, till next time, we'll catch you all later, and good luck and good fishing.